Rachel,
And I'm Amanda.
and this is episode 57 of Books and Bingos. This week we'll be discussing our spring book club pick, Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murders by Jesse Q. Sutanto. And joining us for the book chat today is Rachael Anderson. Thanks for joining us, Rachel, and please share a little bit about yourself.
I am so excited to be here. I've never been on a podcast before, so this feels really exciting. I'm a high school English teacher in Ohio, and so reading is my jam, both personally and professionally. So I'm excited to talk about a little cozy mystery here.
Yes. And are you ladies big fans of the cozies?
I've gotten more into them lately. Like I didn't used to be. I'm like definitely like a mystery person, like love like a crime novel and like all that kind of thing. But I think you kind of actually got me into like the cozy mystery genre a little bit, like when you need something a little bit lighter,
Yes.
it's good for that.
Yes.
I tend to like I don't know, more popular cozy mysteries, the ones with the cutesy, silly covers. I generally don't, but I do read more of them now because of Rachel because she is cozy mystery queen. So
She is.
Yes, I just kind of got into them and it was just so refreshing that I'm really trying to bring them to everybody. I mean, it's not, I don't think a lot of people would do well reading like one cozy after another, after another, after another, but they're perfect to like throw in every once in a while, especially when you're busy. Like right now, all three of us are wrapping up a school year. It is not the time to get into something super heavy. We need something kind of light and fluffy that you can dip in and out of. And I think this was kind of light and fluffy. I always hate to say that books are light and fluffy when there's murder involved, but as far as murdering goes, Vera Wong might be one of my favorite characters in a cozy mystery ever, I have to say. I love her. She is what I would like to be when I'm her age. I want to be her.
I absolutely like loved it. Also because like I'm a huge fan of Jesse Q Sutanto anyway. And I loved Dial A for Aunties and so but I just hadn't gotten around to this one yet. And I was like, you know what? I don't really know that I want to read a book about a 60-year-old woman. And just because like I'm like, how much can I really connect to that? Oh my gosh. Hilarious. And the audio was fantastic because it had her accent in there and like her jokes. Like it was awesome. I loved it.
Oh, I feel like I missed out. I actually read this one. I don't listen to a lot of fiction. So I actually read it and I feel like I missed out if I didn't have that accent experience then. You kind of
Yeah,
like
it
picture
was,
it with the words, but like in the way
Yes,
she would talk, like her syntax, but
yes.
also
yes.
it's been really fun to get.
Yes, and she gives off very like Asian mom vibes. Like it's just that is exactly what you would expect, I feel like. But she's like extra like spicy about it, which I just love her. So,
Her texting her kid, like, don't
yes,
forget. I mean, that was hilarious. Like, I'm like, calm down. Like, he's working, and you're like, don't forget to drink water. Don't find
yeah.
your girlfriend. Like, that was funny.
Well, and just her determination, like she decided what was going to happen and she made it happen in every aspect of her life.
Yes.
She wanted to keep the tea house going, so she worked at that no matter what. She wanted to solve a murder, so she found herself a murder to solve. She wanted to make some friends and she made some friends. I mean, it was just the drive she had. I just loved it. Um, and just a warning to our listeners, we might have some spoilers here since this is a book club episode. But the general gist of the book here is that we do have Vera. She runs, I love the tea shop. Her name is Vera Wong, but she runs Vera Wang's world famous tea house. And it is not Vera Wang. She just likes that it's similar to Vera Wang's name, who does the dresses. So she thinks that's going to pull people in. Plus, the fact that it's quote unquote world famous. I just love that. And there's a dead body that shows up in her tea shop. And so she decides she is going to help solve this murder because she doesn't believe the police could do a good job. And you know that right off the bat when she herself traces the outline of the body before they even get there, which already had me like cracking up. Oh my gosh.
She's like,
As
I
I'm
got you. I got this. Like, let me do all the things I need to do. And she steals evidence. Like,
Yes, yes, you find out she pockets a USB drive that was held in the dead man's hand, which, I mean, had me. As I've mentioned before, I've been in like a bit of a reading slump, and now this is twice that Jessie has brought me like right into a book, and I've kept reading. So she's definitely a slump breaker for sure.
A slump breaker. See, like I loved Vera and all the characters by the end, but I really struggled at the beginning. Like I found like none of them likable at the beginning because Vera was just so over the top, and I was like, "Really, lady? Like really, those are decisions you're making?" And like they were funny, but I was just like rolling my eyes at her, and like everybody was just so like weak as a person, kind of. And then obviously, like you get to see growth with all of them, which is amazing by the end. But at the
Yes.
beginning, I was like, "Oh, come on, everyone, get it together."
Yeah, I agree. Especially as you realize that maybe the reason they all come across so weak is because they all have something to hide.
Yeah.
So they're trying to kind of hold part of themselves back. So I really enjoyed Vera being able to kind of pry the truth out of everybody. And like you said, she does seem completely overbearing and unlikable, but I think that's why she's so likable a little bit.
Yeah.
And as it goes on, you do like her more because you see a lot more of the intent that she has. It's not just to be this like nosy, bossy person. Like she genuinely cares about people and doing all these things. So definitely by the end, I think you do appreciate her doing all these things a lot more.
Well, I think that was like her bossiness is like what all of those other characters needed. Like they needed that to kind of like push them or guide them or whatever it was for them to like strengthen in their own issues and deal with whatever secrets they're hiding and all of that. And so, I mean, by the end, like I said, I did love her a lot. You know, she
Yes,
grows on you.
she sure does. Yeah. And she's making awesome food for everybody. I'm like, why doesn't she serve food at the tea shop? Like, what
Right?
are we doing here? I mean, her tea's great too, but like, add the food element and you got yourself a business here.
Because right now she only has one customer a day, and I feel so bad for her. But like at the end, finally, like she gets like the article, recognition, and people go and visit. But yeah, the all of the food, like I wanted all the recipes. Like I really wanted to, like it made me hungry, and obviously
Yes.
want to try all the things, even tea. And I'm not a hot tea drinker. In Texas, it's iced tea and that whole thing. And but I was like, ooh, that one actually sounds good. Like I was starting to look into different teas, so that was cool.
I have to say, I did guess who the killer was pretty early on, but I still enjoyed the journey to get there. Like I knew probably in the first 25% who the killer was.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because I knew it wasn't any of the ones they wanted us to
Yes.
think, right? I knew
Yeah.
that.
Well, then there's kind of one suspect left. So I mean,
That
I
is
think that
true.
was kind of it. I'm like, they're not going to make it any of these people, and I feel like this person had to be included for a reason. So yeah, I kind of guessed it pretty early, but it was still fun to go through it and see like why the what the other people were hiding. And I like that they all kind of I like that the people also thought they were the killers at
Yeah,
different points. Like the
Did
one who
I do
punches
it?
him, he's like, "Oh my God, did I punch him to death?" I mean,
right?
I think that was a funny element because I mean, it does seem like why would they feel so guilty if all they did was like scratch somebody? But I mean, they all just feel such guilt that they're convinced that they've killed this person, and that was funny. But I like ones like this too, where the person who's dead is you're fine with it because they're such a jerk. You know, it's not somebody that you're like, oh my God, their poor family and everybody who loves them. No, this guy, everybody was happy to see him go.
He
Yes.
So was
deserved
I.
it. Yeah, and like the fact that he had a twin, I was like, how is he standing outside the door right now? Like I thought that was a fun little addition to the story.
I did not like the like hinted romance between the twin and the wife. That
I
was weird. Like,
Okay, but then
and then he's like, JK, I didn't really like you this whole time. And you're like,
that's true.
really though?
They
Really?
switched it to friendship real quick, and I was like, is it
Yeah.
because it's creepy? He wrote that story and she was like, got the ick from it. And so
Well, he
like,
even says that at one point, like while he's watching them, like, oh, like she could be my kid. And I'm like, okay, maybe it is like genetically, I guess. Like
yeah,
that would be weird to
yeah.
see your twins kid, but still, I'm like, that was a weird little jaunt. I didn't enjoy that jaunt, but I liked I liked Vera moving in with the wife and the daughter and being able to see them kind of get over the grief and also starting to kind of get over some of the trauma of this jerk that they lived with for years. So that was
Right.
fun.
I know she was so meek and I felt so bad for her and the daughter. Like when she saw the twin, she was immediately like terrified. And I'm like, what a horrible human being you are. Like, and the fact that the little girl calls Vera like grandma and stuff, like that was so precious.
And at the end, when Vera is sick and ends up in the hospital, that was probably my absolute favorite part of the whole book. When her actual son shows up at the hospital, and he's like, "Who are all of you people?" And they're like, "We're her family. Who are you?" And then
Yeah.
they're like, "We have some words for you, sir. You haven't been texting your mother back."
Uh-huh. And he
I was
just,
glad that they brought him in at the end, though. Like that it
right?
was like, oh, like, well, he's my son, but he's not as good as all these other strangers I just got to know. Like that he becomes like a part of it. Like I liked that at least.
But I mean, okay, I don't care. I don't care if a dead person shows up in your mom's business. I feel like you should take a little TO and
Yeah.
go visit your mother. Like, who
Agreed. I was
are
like,
you,
bad
sir?
son alert. Now I get
And
she's
then
probably a
somebody
lot.
broke in.
Yes.
And
And
he's
he
like,
didn't
yeah.
check on her. I know. And honestly, like I just started the second one
Yeah.
and he's a bigger part because he is now dating Detective Gray, the female. Yeah. And so yeah, so I'm like really excited to see where that goes because he'll have a bigger role this time, I think.
The
I didn't
second
even know
one's
there were
coming out
others.
pretty soon, isn't it?
I have the Libro ALC, like I have the audio advanced
Oh,
audio
look.
copy, but
The second one is called Vera Wong's Guide to Snooping, in parentheses, on a dead man. It comes out. Oh, it says April 1st,
Yeah, I
2020.
was like, I
Is
thought it
that
was.
right?
Yeah, I think it's
Okay.
already out. Yeah.
There we go. There we go then.
So definitely, I definitely wanted to dive into that one because I really liked it.
Maybe I'll try the audio this time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then you can hear
Well,
her.
I hope, like, the other characters still kind of like participate aside from the officer and Tilly?
Yeah, like everybody's there, I think. And like she's, I think, still living with Julie, whoever
Yeah.
whatever her name is. And yeah, and she's bored because there hasn't been a murder in a hot minute. And she's like, I'm gonna need somebody to die real quick. And so
Oh, and on the cover of the second one, she's holding like her little composition notebook.
that she takes all her
Her notes were
fabulous notes,
hilarious.
right? Oh, that was
Yes.
so good.
I remember telling you, Amanda, that I was hoping she was going to be giving advice to murderers. And I feel like, I mean, she kind of was a little bit because she suspected all these characters of being
Yeah.
murderers and she still was talking to them. But I was hoping, I guess, for her to be a little bit more villainous, but I think she really turned out to be a good amount of troublemaker.
Yes. Yes. Good trouble for sure. Because she solved it. Nobody else cared. They all were like accidental death. And she
Yeah.
was like, no. I love
Right?
that.
And I like that she kept like suggesting that he died from the pigeon.
Yeah. She was like,
It
yeah,
was a
oh,
duck,
it
right?
was a
Like,
Yeah,
duck.
duck
Yes. She
and
was
the
like,
pigeon.
there's no ducks in San Francisco. It was like bird, honey. Like bird.
Yeah, she was funny. I really enjoyed this one. I liked her voice. I feel like sometimes when you do get these detectives who aren't really detectives, that it gets a little wonky sometimes. Like, how would they know this? How would they go about this? But I don't know. It fits really well with like an old Asian lady.
yes.
She's
Who's
getting
like
answers.
kind of screwing it up, but also like, like that makes it a little more believable, I think.
Yes,
And
sure.
dial A for aunties, there's three of them. Three older Asian ladies with our female main character who's like 30 in her 30s. So it was so funny because they're like trying to like they it's the same kind of feel to it that
Yeah,
that they're trying to like just help her find like figure out why this dead body shows up and it's so funny. So I highly recommend that series too.
I'll have to give that one a try. I haven't read that one yet. It's on my
Neither.
shelf downstairs. I just haven't picked it up yet.
Yeah.
All right, ladies. Any other thoughts about our book that we've read?
I think she can write anything. She can write cozy, she can write thrillers, she can write YA, she can write romance, all the things. I think she's awesome. I love her.
Yeah, and
Has she,
I mean, coming out with books left and right, I feel like too.
Yeah, I
Right?
was gonna say, has she written all of those genres? This
Yes.
is my first book of hers I've read.
Yes. She has done
Yes.
all of that.
So a
Oh,
couple
I'll
of
have to
weeks
check her
ago,
out.
we both recommended different books by her, and it's like all over the place. So you'll have to check some more of hers out.
Yeah.
And she does have at least two of them are YA, maybe three. Um, so that would work for you, Rachel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
for
has two
sure.
Maybe this says four.
romance that's a duology, and then she has two YA thrillers that are separate stories.
I
Nice.
have heard of Dial A for Aunties. Like I have another friend who really liked that book, or that series. I just have not read it, so I'll have to check it out.
That could be a nice summer read. All right, ladies, anything else to add?
No.
No, I enjoyed it, and I appreciate you inviting me to talk to you guys about it.
I'm glad you came to talk with us. This was a fun one. And then next quarter, we're reading a thriller for the summer months. I don't remember which one we picked though, now that I said that. So yeah, this summer we'll be reading a thriller, and then we'll be talking about that at the very end of the summer towards like August.
Ooh,
Uh, and
nice.
and we enjoyed chatting with this one. I'm glad we got to read another Jesse Q Sutanto book. And Rachel, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, I loved it. Thanks for having me.
Hopefully, you can stop back by sometime and read some more with us.
I would love to.
All right, that's our episode for this week. If you have any questions, suggestions, or comments, reach out on social media at Books and Bingos or email us at booksandbingos@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, and join us again next week when we'll be recommending new June releases. Happy reading!
Rachel, do you want me to tag you like when we post the episode and stuff? Like, and do you have a photo you want us to use or?
Oh gosh. I was like, not this right now. With the look that I have. Yeah, you can tag me.
Okay, what is your handle?
That's a great question. 'Cause I'm like, I know it's like the same version of something on like all of my social media. On my Instagram, it's RM Anderson 42.
Okay. And then I could take the picture from there, or you can like send us one, or however you want to do that.
Yeah, that's fine. You can take my picture on there.
Okay.
A little Disney picture.
Yes.
I lost track of my page. That's why I kept saying, anybody have anything else to say? 'Cause I couldn't find my
Like
page
so
on
many
there.
tabs open, you know.
I'm like,
All the
oh,
tabs.
no.
You sounded very professional. Like funny because I've listened to some of your not all of your show, but like several of your show, and it's like, oh, now I'm seeing you do it.
Yeah, it
Behind
sounds
the
a lot less
scenes.
professional now, right?
No, I mean just like, yeah, you're sitting in the room that when we had our Zoom, during COVID, it's like the
Yeah.
same setup, but hearing you like read all the stuff at the beginning and the end and get your professional voice on and
It sounds better once we edit it too. That always helps.
oh, the editing, I would have zero clue how to do that, so good for you.
It's very easy. It's
I've
very
never edited a single thing.
well. You probably never had to.
No.
I make videos. Well, I did make videos all the time for work, so I had to edit them a lot anyway.
Well, maybe you can make some cool math videos.
Girl, no.
That's
Uh,
not fun stuff.
by the way, I think I can officially tell you that I'm
Okay.
officially eighth grade, and
Nice.
guess who I'm working with as my intervention specialist?
No,
Yes.
you are kidding.
Like, I don't think they know what they've done. Putting
I
me
think they know,
behind.
and Alex just doesn't care. He's like, this sucks for Rachel, and I want to give her something that'll make her happy.
Maybe, but I love it. I think Richard was a guest earlier when we did nonfiction. He's the only
Yeah.
guy that we've had on.
Yeah.
He was my intervention specialist when I taught math before, and we're like not good together because we just laugh all the time and make jokes.
Oh, okay.
We're
I
the
thought
two
there
that
was
can't sit next to
drama.
each
Oh,
other.
No,
Mm.
like good. It's like a good,
It's
yeah.
okay.
like,
Because
yeah, good
like,
drama. We're just gonna cause all kind of problems
Love
together.
it.
but if there's like something to look forward to when you're, bummed about having to go back into the classroom, then at least there's that.
Well, honestly, it's nice because I just feel like I don't have I've lost so much of like a handle on just the day-to-day stuff being out of the class
Yeah.
for 10 years. So
Yeah.
it'll be nice to work with somebody who's at least kind of been in the classroom at least. I mean, I know he doesn't do all the things that like a traditional teacher does, but enough to make my way through the year,
How,
hopefully.
how many periods do you have with him?
I don't know. I'm anticipating like 4 or 5 out of my my 5 classes because I think we do five. I think there's 7 periods. One is like lunch and edge, and then one is obviously plan. So I think I should only have 5 classes allegedly,
Okay.
and then I'm anticipating him being there for probably at least 4 of them.
Wow, that's a lot of. By the time we get to the high school, we have like 2 sections that are inclusion only.
Oh my God. Well, maybe it's changed, but I doubt it because when I was there, I had inclusion most of the day. I think I
Wow.
only had one class period that he wasn't in there.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be even worse now that like I don't really care. I mean, I cared before. Now it's like, man,
They'll be fine.
they will be fine.
Wait, it's not algebra though, is it?
No, I think Kieran's gonna do algebra and the like advanced stuff.
Okay, that makes
I don't
sense.
know. I haven't heard officially like what like classes I'm like looking at and what my schedule's gonna look like, but because they didn't even tell the guy who I'm booting out until like Friday.
Yeah,
It's just like, what are you waiting on?
That's crazy.
But
Where did
yeah,
he go?
to the high
I'm
school.
bumping him so he's going to the high school instead of me.
But I
Okay.
think he has like, because Osterman got bumped back to the classroom, and then this other guy, like I think they have like all of the like algebra and like the other teachers bumped up from teaching
Yeah,
algebra, I think.
yeah.
Um, which maybe they're happy about. I get to teach freshmen next year for the first time in
Oh,
quite a few years because we had to riff a person in my department, and she is a newer teacher, and she teaches quite like several bells of freshmen. And so then when we riffed her, they had to go somewhere, and nobody in my department wants freshmen basically. And even though I have taught them before, and several have never had to, I was like, okay, I will take 2 sections, but somebody else has to take the others. Like I will teach seniors in AP and 2 freshmen, but like so.
boy.
And then I'm department head, and somehow I'm like, some of these people are my best friends, and I'm supposed to make them teach freshmen and not have them hate me. Like, so I made the principal decide.
Good
It's
because
like,
he doesn't
no,
do much else. So
no, not in my job description as department head. So
yeah.
it's
Well,
gonna be
thanks for
fun.
recording with us, Rachel.
Yeah.
And then I'll see you Tuesday. We're doing dinner.
Yes, I'm excited.
All right. Well,
I'm
have a good
excited.
evening. Thanks for joining.
Thanks.
And
Amanda,
I'll
it was
see
nice to
Oh,
meet
it's nice
you.
to meet you
you
too.
Tuesday.
Bye, guys.
Bye. All right. No, I don't know if it's happened yet. Okay, June releases. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Hello and welcome. I'm Rachel,
And I'm Amanda.
and this. I almost read that, and I'm Amanda Park.
Let me hold on. My dog decided now's a like play, so let me put her outside real quick. Come on. Okay.
And this is episode 58 of Books and Mingos. This week we're discussing books releasing in June. So Amanda, it's officially June. I feel like the Saturday of months. We're off obviously in June. I know you've got some traveling you'll be doing in June.
Yes,
I'm
I
watching K-dramas.
living your best life. I've never heard it referred to as the Saturday of months before, and now I'm obsessed with that because it is
That's
so
what
true.
it feels like, right?
That's exactly what it feels like.
May is the Friday, June is the Saturday, and then August, well, I guess
Oh,
technically July would be the Sunday,
yeah.
and then August is the Monday.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
We're
that
back.
that checks out.
Yep, that sounds about right. And it didn't used to be like we always got out before June in my town because it's a tourist area. And so like they want to be out as early as possible before Memorial Day. But then like going back, it used to be mid-August. And then like the last 5 years, it's just gotten closer and closer and closer. Now we're like back like August 1. And I'm like, well, they say 3 months, aren't they? Aren't they cute? Like it's, and then in addition to all the professional development we have to do over the summer or extra work days, like it's not what everybody thinks it is.
I would still take it any day. I am
A
so
hundred
excited for
percent.
summer whenever it comes. It's just like I feel like I can breathe again after a hectic year.
Yeah, definitely time to recharge.
The last day of the school year typically is my favorite day of the year because it's like you still have the whole summer ahead of you,
Yeah.
but you feel like very accomplished because you just wrapped a year up. That's like my usually my favorite day. And then oh, like the first week, it just
Yes, it feels glorious.
yes, yeah. And then as the summer goes on, it gets more hectic and you get closer and you're like, oh my gosh, it wasn't long enough.
Right? Every time.
But to help you get into June, we've got some new releases today. So Amanda, tell us about your pick.
So I chose Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is a sapphic romance about two astronauts in the 1980s. It deals with Joan, who is our main character, and she was chosen out of thousands of applicants in the summer of 1980 to train at Houston Johnson Space Center. It's there she meets Top Gun pilot Hank, scientist Griffin, mission specialist Lydia, Sweetheart Donna, and then Vanessa, the mysterious aeronautical engineer. And we get to see them throughout the years as they kind of like this group grows closer and closer through different relationships, marriage, kids, friendships. And it was just like, and as they grow in the program as well. And Joan is really close with her niece. And so she tries to balance her life as one of the first female astronauts with being present for her niece. And when the unthinkable happens on December 1984, STSLR-9 fails while in space. Joan has to imagine a life without some of the most important people in it. And the book kind of starts at that place, and then we get to go back and see like the building of it, which is one of my favorite ways books are written. And so I love that we kind of got to see like the impact right out away because it brought me right into the story. And then kind of see how those relationships and friendships evolved over time. I honestly am such a big fan of Taylor Jenkins Reid. I think she could write anything and I would love it. She is so great at creating characters who feel so real. Honestly, most of the books she's written are historical fiction. So I feel like they're actual people. If you've read Daisy Jones and the Six, that actually felt like a real band. Like I had to Google it and make sure that it wasn't when I was reading it, as well as The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. That felt really like straight out of old Hollywood. So I think she has such a gift. I hated Joan's sister Barbara, and and like that kind of like hatred that you have for characters, I feel like that means the author kind of nailed it. The day I wrote this review and finished reading this book is when I got to hear Taylor Jenkins Reid speak at General Session 1 at the Texas Librarian Conference, and she was talking about this book and talking about how she gets so involved in the research aspect and just the writing of these characters and how real they feel to her as well. So I think that this one was beautifully written and it's going to be an instant hit with fans, or if you're a new reader, then you will fall in love with her from this title as well. This one is out June 3rd. Content warnings would be death, homophobia, misogyny, sexism, grief, abandonment, emotional abuse, pregnancy, gaslighting, sexual harassment, alcohol, and emesis. And our bingo choice would be book club pick. We actually, for my faculty book club, this is our June read, a 2025 release, queer rep, and romance. And then the yearly challenge, it could be for your book club pick, or a romance trope you don't normally read. If you don't normally read sapphic or workplace romance, that would be a great one. And then also set in a decade a family member was born. This would be obviously if you have anyone in your family that was born in the 80s, then that would fit for that.
Wonderful. As soon as I saw this coming out in June, I'm like, oh, I know which one Amanda's gonna pick.
Oh my goodness. A year together doing reviews, and she knows me so well, I'm telling y'all. Yeah, definitely. I love the cover too. It's like a female, Joan on the cover with her glasses, and she's seeing the spaceship in the reflection. Like it was, oh, beautiful. Whoever does all of that is right on point.
The K drama I'm watching right now, one of the characters designs book covers. So I'm like, that's so crazy that we just thought about that. I never really, I mean, I pay attention to book covers, but I've never really thought about who is like the person designing them, you know?
Right?
So I feel like this week I've thought more about that.
That's cool. Yeah, I think it definitely, we always say we don't judge books by the cover, but we
Everybody does.
100% do. So, yeah, definitely pay attention next. And I like your choice next. I loved the book cover for that one as well.
Yes, it's a pretty good book cover. And it also comes out June 3rd. Mine is So Happy Together by Olivia Worley. This is an adult mystery thriller that is very similar to the movie and book You, as well as the book I recommended a few weeks ago from Jesse Q. Sutanto called Obsession. We follow our main character, Jane, who's still in love with her ex, Colin. And Colin is now dating a bright and vivacious, seemingly perfect girl, and it's kind of getting on her nerves. Jane knows, though, that she's kind of like she and Colin are in game. They're meant to be, so she's not ready to give him up without a fight, even when the red flags start flying. And there are red flags just everywhere in this book. Like, I feel like anybody you meet could be a red flag, a huge banner of a red flag. There's just so much trauma and drama, and I loved it. It's full of twists. It was really hard to put down because I wanted to see what all these crazy people were going to do next. And I loved the ending. I don't want to spoil it, but I was here for the ending. I want to see more books kind of like this in the future for sure. But yeah, definitely pick this one up, especially if you are into You and if you liked Obsession that I recommended a few weeks ago. Content warning for death, violence, stalking, toxic relationships, murder, blood, gaslighting, bingo squares for 2025 release, and a mystery slash thriller.
I have this one and now I'm so bumping it up. Like, the cover is intriguing to me, and I guess I kind of thought it might be more of a romance. So I love that it's like not that at all. It's more like a thriller.
Well,
And
there's a lot of romantic feelings going around. So, I mean,
healthy
sort of,
romance, a
but just
healthy
no, no. But still, there's a lot of romance. You don't want this book to be your romance, like that you encounter, but it's fun to read other people having it. Does that make sense?
Yes, that does make sense. Okay, I'm here. I love the TV show You, and I love the book and Obsession as well. So that
What
sounds,
drew me into this one was the title. I'm a sucker for lyrics as
yes,
titles of books. So happy together? Yes,
yes,
I'm in.
yes.
So definitely give this one a look, especially if you're looking for a mystery thriller as we head into summer. And those are recommendations for the week. If you have questions, suggestions, or comments, reach out on social media at Books and Bingos or email us at booksandbingos@gmail.com. Thanks for listening and join us again next week when we'll be recommending books from our favorite genres. Happy reading! Yay.
Yay.
And then we're not recording next week, right?
That's exactly right. I will not be in the country. Our
Right.
times are going to
Okay.
be way off.
Yeah. So it'll be the first.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Mindy just messaged me and was asking me to give her suggestions for what to read. So I think she's going to do Solito, which is a BIPOC autobiography that she wanted me to read last year and I didn't. So she's already read it, so I think she's just going to remind herself about it and she's just going to do that one.
Sounds good. Let's see. When are recording Brandy's? Not for a while. Okay. And that's just a graphic novel.
Yeah, I didn't send Rachel like an email or anything. I feel bad. I figured though that maybe you had that
Yeah, I
one.
didn't realize that you hadn't, and she like texted me on Friday, was like, "So what's going on?" I'm like, "Here's the rundown."
Here's the tea.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was all good. And I can kind of do the same thing. Well, we can send it to Brandy, or I can text her it. No biggie either way.
Okay.
And then we might want to get a few more guests lined up for like the second part of the year.
Okay.
We'll see. Like banned books would be a good one.
Yeah.
And then we'll get somebody for our fall book club.
Okay.
I might be able to get Richard though if we're gonna do a nonfiction one.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the next time I talk to you, you'll be done with your trip. So
Yeah.
it's fun. If you get a chance, go on the Jack the Ripper tour. That's what I wanted to do and never got to do while I was over there.
We are going on the Jack the Ripper tour. I'm so excited.
You'll
Yeah,
have to tell me about it when you get back.
I will. I'll tell you all the things. I will have gotten back like 7 hours before our next Books and Bingo. So it'll be fresh on my mind. So
Well, and like I said, once summer hits, like pretty much any day I can record. So if we need to bump
yeah.
that back, that's not a big deal.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. All
Well,
right.
enjoy your last week and your trip.
You too. Enjoy your last week. Bye.
See ya.